Look at how we eat today. The slow, methodical food culture we evolved with has collided with a frantic lifestyle that demands we eat at our desks between emails. The biological result of that collision is clear. We are dealing with chronic low energy and spiking obesity rates because our bodies aren't built for the fuel we're giving them. To survive the workday, modern professionals generally fall back on three options: the traditional homemade thali, fast food takeout, or engineered meal replacement shakes. And this is where the real dilemma starts. You aren't deciding what tastes good anymore. You're forced to decide which of your limited resources you're willing to give up: your time, your money, or your basic macronutrients. Choosing the fastest option without thinking it through results in a diet packed with empty calories and virtually zero nutrition. You save a few minutes today, but you trade it for compounding medical expenses down the line. This chart evaluates meals across time efficiency, economy, and nutritional density. Fast food drags the shape toward time, dropping nutrition to zero. Traditional food stretches toward economy, losing time efficiency. Engineered shakes maximize nutrition and time, but pull heavily back on financial economy. There is no perfect universal meal. Biological reality dictates that at least one of these three resources has to be sacrificed. Let's start with the baseline for the working class, the traditional Indian diet of dal, roti, and rice. The financial economy here is excellent. A standard meal like this generally costs roughly 50 to 150 rupees. But this chart shows the hidden biological flaw. A standard vegetarian thali delivers 450 to 700 calories, but yields a disproportionately tiny 8 to 15 grams of protein. There is also a steep temporal cost. Preparing these fresh, familiar meals requires an unavoidable 30 to 60 minutes of daily labor. Relying strictly on traditional food is easy on the wallet, but metabolically and temporally expensive unless you are actively restricting your portion sizes. When that 60 minutes of prep time feels impossible, the modern reflex is to outsource the job to food delivery apps or fast food chains to buy back an hour of the workday. Aggressive marketing positions these takeout options as a high-value, high-reward choice for busy professionals who need fuel fast. This chart shows the catastrophic macronutrient reality of that fast food combo. You consume anywhere from 700 to over 1,200 empty calories, accompanied by high saturated fats, zero fiber, and very low-quality protein. Then there's the hidden financial bleed. Despite feeling like a quick fix, these meals average 180 to 400 rupees each. A daily 300 rupee habit quickly compounds into a massive monthly deficit. Fast food fails across the board. You trade your systemic health and your long-term wealth for mere minutes of convenience. This brings us to engineered meal replacements, like Herbalife shakes. These are clinical interventions designed specifically to solve the friction between time and macronutrients. This chart shows the exact mathematical advantage. You get perfect portion control capping out around 200 to 250 calories, perfectly matched with a solid 18 to 24 grams of protein and a high fiber yield. The prep time also drops from an hour in the kitchen to exactly 2 minutes with a shaker bottle. But that precision comes with a clear barrier to entry. To maintain this routine, you have to commit to a premium financial subscription, costing 140 to 180 rupees per meal. There is also a significant psychological trade-off. Drinking a liquid shake means sacrificing the cultural, social, and sensory satisfaction of sitting down to chew a hot, familiar plate of food. Engineered shakes solve the macro and time problem flawlessly, but they demand a permanent financial tax and a willing sacrifice of your culinary enjoyment. This matrix directly compares our three strategies side by side, stripping away the marketing bias to show you exactly what you are getting. Looking at the protein-to-calorie ratios, it becomes clear that engineered shakes and heavily modified traditional foods are the only mathematically viable paths to health. Fast food provides the exact opposite of what your body needs. When we look at time versus cost, the divide deepens. You are either paying with the 60 minutes it takes to prep a traditional meal, or you are paying the 180 rupee premium for the shake. Calories do not equal complete nutrition. Because of that, you cannot simply default to whatever is easiest. You must choose your compromise intentionally. If you're a budget-conscious traditionalist saving money by cooking at home, you must accept the labor required to fix the diet. You must actively invest extra time to manually add lean proteins, like fresh paneer, and strictly control your oil portions to overcome the baseline flaws of a standard volley. On the other hand, if you are a time-poor professional who simply has no time to cook, you cannot rely on takeout without actively destroying your health. You must accept the 4,500 rupee monthly cost of engineered shakes as a required health tax to secure your daily protein and hit your macro baseline. Between traditional meal prep and engineered shakes, your path to long-term health depends entirely on one question: are you richer in free time or richer in disposable income?